South African President CYRIL Ramaphosa met with President PRABOWO Subianto during his one-day visit to Indonesia today on Wednesday. The two leaders will discuss bilateral relations during the meeting. Below are highlights of the relations.
Indonesia-South Africa relations go back more than 350 years, with the first people of Indonesian descent arrive in the Cape in the mid-1600s. Starting with the Bandung Conference in 1955, Indonesia became one of the fiercest critics of apartheid and supported the anti-apartheid struggle throughout. Efforts to rekindle the spirit of Bandung through enhancing cooperation between the countries of Asia and Africa were jointly initiated in 2002, and Indonesia and South Africa hosted the first Asian African Sub-Regional Organizations Conference, or ASROC 1, and the second ASROC 2, respectively, in Bandung, Indonesia in 2003 and in Durban, South Africa in 2004. Indonesia and South Africa established formal diplomatic relations on August 12, 1994. The South African Embassy in Jakarta was established in January 1995, and Indonesia opened its embassy in Pretoria in 1995. Both nations are members of numerous organizations such as the World Trade Organization, Non-Aligned Movement, Indian Ocean Rim Association, Cairns Group, CIVET's G20 major economies, and BRICS. The close relations between Indonesia and South Africa are marked by exchanges of state visits of the two countries' leaders. During a state visit by President Yudhoyono to South Africa in March 2008, a strategic partnership joint declaration was signed, elevating the long-standing relations between the two countries to a new level. At the invitation of President Joko Widodo, the then President Jacob Zuma conducted a state visit to Indonesia on March 8, 2017, to enhance bilateral political and economic relations between the two countries. President Jokowi then visited South Africa in August 2023 for the BRICS Summit, marking his first visit to Africa as president. Indonesia and South Africa have strong and growing trade relations, with bilateral trade totaling $2.41 billion in 2024. From January to August 2025, total trade between the two countries reached $1.42 billion, with Indonesian exports amounting to $690.60 million and imports totaling $732.10 million. In 2024, bilateral trade stood at $2.41 billion, up 7.2% from the previous year. Indonesia's key exports include palm oil, vehicles, and rubber, while its main imports from South Africa are ferroalloys, chromium ore, and raw aluminum. Both nations are actively working to deepen this partnership, which is supported by historical ties and mutual economic interests in areas like micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises. Just on October the 20th, Indonesia's Minister of Trade Budi Santoso met with South Africa's Deputy Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition, Zuko Godimpi, on the sidelines of the G20 Trade and Investment Ministerial meeting in Gibera. The meeting focused on deepening economic and trade cooperation between the two nations, including the development of micro, small, and medium enterprises.